I'm Stephanie from Rabbitry Yarns. We have our hand carders with us, we have our fiber, and we have our spinning wheel. We're going to use all of this, these two tools, and this fiber. In today's video, we're going to show you taking this fiber, which is a mix of angora, sheep's wool, and fin sheep wool. We're going to show you what it's like to take this fiber from this state all the way into finished yarn. These are our Howard hand carders. I've had these hand carders for a very long time. I've had these for years upon years upon years. They are just still durable hand carders. This one's a little wobbly. This one's still nice and sturdy. I can fix the wobbling on this one just with a little bit of glue, but that's the first repair I would have ever had to do with these. So this is the first tool that we're using, the Howard hand carders, and they're 190 teeth per inch. Just looking at the wear on these hand carders, it's, I've had them for such a long time, and I can see on the top of this hand carder right on this edge. So if I turn it this way, this edge right here, it's a little blurry, but the wood is just, from using it over and over and over, the wood has just a little bit of wear from when I go and I'm using that angle and I'm going like this, that I'm rubbing the teeth against this, and it just kind of wears it over time. It's nothing that's changing the durability of this. Everything is still completely securely attached to this, but it's like there's all these tools that are out there, and there's all this stuff you could spend your money on, and it's just not necessary. Yarn making, in the end, really, it doesn't require a lot of tools. You don't even have to have a spinning wheel. You can have a drop spindle and, just one angora rabbit. That's all it takes. I've got my fin sheep wool with me right now, and we are just it's been washed once. That's it, and we're just kind of hand picking it. I used to have a triple picker, and I don't use a triple picker anymore because I found I didn't like how aggressive it was with my fin sheep wool. And my fin sheep wool isn't a super coarse wool, so it can tear more easily, and I don't want it torn. That just creates a yarn that lacks integrity, and that's certainly not what we're going for. We have the sheep's wool. This is a little bit of bamboo that I kind of just mixed in, and then we have the angora with us right here. So sheep's wool, I actually love this. If you pay attention to this, what we have are the primary colors, but very different. So you have, instead of red, you have a soft pink, and you have, of course, a couple maybe different kinds of yellows. Then you have blues. You have a bunch of blues mixed in there. And we're just gonna do what we do. We're gonna take our hand carders. I'm right-handed, so I'm gonna take my left hand, I'm gonna set that hand carder down. I'm going to just load on whatever I want. Right now I'm loading on some angora. And I always have the habit of overloading, putting too much angora on there. And I'm just gonna put pink on. That's it. We're just gonna do whatever we want with this yarn. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason to any of it. So there's my pink. The carding, what does the carding do? Why do you hand card? The hand carding takes the fibers and it opens them up. It fluffs them up. It puts some air in between. Sometimes if you've dyed fiber, or you have dyed fiber, or if you have angora that's straight off the rabbit, which is what this is what we call raw angora. It hasn't been washed at all. It just came straight off the rabbit. Sometimes you want to just put it through those carders to open it up. If it's been in a bag for a while, or if the rabbit itself, maybe it has a little bit of just webbing, a little bit of debris on it. Also, putting the fiber through the hand carders, when you have multiple different types of fiber, it does a small bit of blending for you. So the pink, you can still tell it's pink, but it's just a little bit softer. So now I've put some more angora down, and I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of the fin sheep. This is the fin sheep. Let's compare these two row legs. We have the first one, this is the pink one, And we have the second one. This is the thin sheep combined with angora. Now I just set this on the floor and I've been hauling wood in the house, so I got a little piece of wood in there. It's easy to pick up. So we have these two. And as you can see, these colors together look absolutely wonderful. We have been spinning and spinning and spinning, and that's what we're just going to keep doing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and whatever's in my hand, row legs left. So it does take quite a bit of time sitting down at the spinning wheel to spin this if you spin it thin. So that's what we're doing right now. We're spinning it quite thin. And this is something that is a skill that is, it can be quick to pick up, but a lifetime to master. On the single, the next thing we need to do is actually ply this yarn. Plying the yarn means taking the yarn and combining it, making it more than one strand. So in fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simplify this a little bit. There's two different ways I can tie this on. So I can tie the end of this strand on, which I tried doing and it ended up breaking just because this is a thin single strand. What I can also do is I can take that end of the strand, fold it back over on itself, and then on itself again. So now there's this conglomeration of yarn here. And I'm going to tie that on. That's going to hopefully keep it a little bit stronger, keep it on, all that good stuff. What it also does for me is if I gently take this and look at it, it creates a loop. So as long as I don't force this here, it creates a loop of yarn. So right here is a loop of yarn. Now when you ply in the opposite direction you spin. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm taking that and I just transferred that single strand of yarn down here through that loop that I made. And I have a little bit of yarn at the top that's kind of a knot. It makes it hard to get through the pieces of the Elizabeth. The Elizabeth isn't made for thick pieces of yarn to go through the orifice. It's made for thinner parts. So what I'm going to do is, now it's a 3-strand ply of yarn, because I take the yarn and I've got a hole and I keep grabbing the yarn through the center of this. So let's get that a little bit closer for you here. This is a slightly closer view. You can see I have what's left of this. I'm going to take this strand, pull it through. And you just keep doing that, taking the strand and pulling it through. So you do have to add twist though. So we can't just do that without adding twist. So here it is, a little bit closer. You can see what I'm doing. I keep grabbing it and pulling it through. That takes this single and turns it into a triple. This is a very fast way to create a 3-ply of yarn. The other option for creating a 3-ply of yarn is to spin up yarn on 3 different bobbins and then attach them onto the leader line and ply them together. Well, we've gotten to the end of spinning the yarn. This is what it looks like on the bobbin. This is the 3-ply. So if you take a closer look at this, you can actually see that there are 3 individual strands in this single strand. So